Alrighty, let's get started even though it's 4 minutes early. So, we have the mushrooms growing, because right now I am trying to remember where I left off last week. No, not the GPS module. That module. 60% because of temperature. It is warming up slowly. Interesting. That one has an higher minimum temperature than that one, but yet that one's happier. Not sure why that one is, so let's just move on. I'm hydrated, but not fed, and I don't have food on me. Temperature should be slowly climbing. We now, well, not really, because we still need to do something about where to get the heat from technically, but these things produce heat. This is a reserve of energy, or negative energy technically, but okay. Let's put the suit back on and move on to the next task. I'm trying to remember what the next task was, is my current thing, so okay. Power's going to here. Really should start keeping a notebook of what I was doing last week. Power is definitely not our problem right now. Yes, we are sort of working on this. The thing I don't remember is whether we
Hunger
put an
caution.
atmosphere in there. Grab some food. Get that out of the way. Yum, 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 yum. There. Sickle. Think it's safe to say I didn't pipe that up? No, I did not pipe it up. It does not have any gas in there, so that is something we need to address. It's for best. It should have some gas. There. So for best, I want to have a back. I want to. That's pressure regulator. Take the gas from the room. And pipe it back in. And that will prevent overpressurizing. Do I have any vents? Technically, yes. I don't like that vent. I need another insulated pipe. Who's got the candy? I think you got all. Yeah, you're the one with all the candy. Still trying to remember what tasks I wanted to do. Steel and... Alright. It's not going to be the prettiest system in the world.
Power low.
Power low. Okay, let's deal with that real quick. Okay, easily just... Come on.
Power critical.
There we go. That was harder than it should have been. Alright, so then we can come into here. And put a very, very bad idea. Yes, this is a very bad idea, but it will be one that's only having to be done once if it's done right. So I should be able to do it safe. But yes, it's a dumb idea, and I'm omitting it. Dumb idea. this will keep the pressure low. This will take pressure from here, because that's the outlet. Yeah, that's the outlet. Pipe it up into here so we can do a quick burst, and then it will backfeed in. Yes, that should work. And to do it safely, we can simply come into here, grab one oxide, throw that in. And that gives us a little bit of pressure. So now, currently, pipes have no pressure. And we're going to go ping and ping. And now we got a little bit of pressure, and it's cold. Open that up, open or close that. Now remember, that particular pipe is actually connected to this whole volume. Now to take away the really bad idea, so it's safe again. I turned that on before Alright. And now I can reclaim these pipes. So, what we did
Filter low.
is, I don't know what you mean by filter low. I mean, I took this out. There should be an atmosphere inside that box. And it will, once we get this powered, which that's what I'll do next, is we'll get some cabling going, power that back pressure regulator. The goal of the back pressure regulator is to keep the pressure down in that chamber, because as you add heat, the pressure can go up. And why, if my math is right, that should never reach a pressure high enough to pop the wall. I've been working way too much and have been sick the last 2 days, and would rather not trust my calculations and actually just put a safety measure. Yeah, that's going to be running all the time, but I can always flip that wire if it's too big of a problem. Wire cutters. Oh. We can pull the pressure back in. That pipe should now be empty, and that pipe should be the pressure of the room, and the temperature of the room, for that fact. Alright. Now that thing's going to heat up. And as you can see, that temperature goes up, as does its pressure. Ugh. But if that pressure gets too high, which again, it shouldn't, it will suck gas in and put it into this pipe now. So as you can see, this is losing temperature fairly rapidly, I might add. as it heats this gas up. Oh, that gas is going down. Do I not have enough pressure in there? Wait, I have to remember that's calculated in C. It's radiating a lot of heat. Where's your heat going? Did I not give it enough? I guess I didn't give enough. Well, we still have all the components. That's probably a smarter idea. No, not a back pressure regulator. I want a forward pressure regulator. I want it set to 50. Okay. Go get some more cable. Remember to look at chat once in a while to make sure if anyone joins and is wanting to talk. But also be careful about mentioning talking because my cat will talk. Although he should be happy, I bought him his special cat grass. Now he doesn't have to beg me to hold the grass for him. There's no pressure in there. That is definitely easy.
Air tank low.
So this system could actually regulate the pressure. So this will take it to the temperature, and this will take it below the, this will take it to the pressure, and this will make sure it stays. Let's vent it all. Keep an eye on it for now. It's a little frustrating as you're trying to calculate. You know, this is a 70 volume space. That's a 40. In here is something like a 8,000. So it's only at 20 kilopascals. It looks like the temperature is finally stabilizing. Kind of what we want. Oh, let's stop feeding it in. That would help. Yeah, as you can see, that is now getting to like 7 megapascals, which is pretty high. Like, that pressure would pop the box, but the volume in the pipe is more than 100 times less than what's inside the cube. So have we emptied it out here? Close enough that I'm going to shut that down. Away. So 2 of you and 4 of you. Alright, so that's going to heat up massively. Is sort of the point. You also get a lot of pressure. Let's go check that. So, as you can see, it's heating up. And that has reached where it wants to be because, well, it heated up. So, technically I can shut that down because it has reached what it needed. It's still heating up, and this should be pulling gas. Yep. And then we can come into here and go put the gas back in. So that's now emptied. But it's still pulling the gas out of this room because we are about 80% over the mark. But as you can see, it's coming down, as is the temperature, which I'm not keen about. But as you can see, very solid temperature. Which is sort of the point of this setup, is it's able to stabilize the temperature of your furnace. And I know.
Airtag critical.
There. But as you can see, we have a nice stable-ish 1347 temperature. It is dropping a little bit, but you can see that there's some losses. Because we're losing about 100 millijoules from the pipe network. And the crazy part is it's going up. It makes me wonder if I set the temperature or the pressure too low. Yep, I set the pressure too low. I wonder if there's any way I can glitch through the wall and reset that. Or no, I think you have to, yeah. fix that aspect ratio. Maybe this is the better judge. And right there. Okay, yeah, the higher the pressure, the less it's radiating, so I just had the pressure too low. It needed to be at over 50 for it to work effectively. Alright. Cool beans. So now we have a very efficient furnace. Let's go check on CO2 levels and the state of the mushrooms, since we've been fighting with that furnace for about a half hour. Alright, let's take off the suit. Grab some water. Piece of food. And check on our plants. Elimination stress, 0. It is starting to get warmer. 65, 70. Oxygen. Now let's look at the atmosphere. And hey, what do you know? We're at 9, almost 10% CO2. So once these things are harvested, we can start growing plants. Oh yeah, that's something I can do to help out. Even more CO2 and even more temperature. So close that, put that back on, that back on, and let's cycle. Let's go on the surface and maybe that will jog some memory on what was I planning to do. And while we're there, we can check the traders. Because again, that might also help me remember.
Power low.
I got plenty of power. Stellar excavate. We got plenty of power, so that was taken off the list. I can shut you off. 70. You're at 45 like I like. Let's see if it comes out better than 70. Yes, so we want to do this correct. the moment you call it down, you can shut everything down. So if you're trying to conserve power, that's an easy way to conserve power. Because satellite dishes especially can take a lot of. Hello, my friend. So you sell the ore. What do you buy? Food, consumable. So yeah, these aren't just cardboard boxes. They're cardboard packages that come with stuff in it. So I'm actually going to depart because while I could make some of those things, I'm not really interested because right now we have other things to do, even if I can't remember them. Alright, let's work at getting the deep miner. That's going to bother me. It's going to bother me enough. Oh wait, talk. Alright, level 5. We'll change our battery while we're here. Okay, so empty out all the printers. And let's look at what we're going to need to make a deep miner. Okay, so we're going to need steel, electrum, which is that guy, Minbar. Oh, I do have Minbar. I was worried I wouldn't. And Constantine. What do we need after we have the deep miners framework? 12 steel, 5 cables, 4 electronic parts. It's all easily done. I already got 6 of the steel. Okay. Oops. Doo-doo-doo. So the question is, do I want to build just the one deep miner for now, or do I want to go ahead and just build all 3 deep miners that I'm planning to do? Let's see how many deep miners I can actually make. I have enough materials that I can actually make the 3 frames, so let's go ahead and make the 3 deep miner frames. Why those are mining, let's plan this out. So we're pretty much as low as you can go. And that's. I'm actually going to plan on doing electric, at least in the beginning. I know they're slower, but I'm going to compensate by just having more of them. I've never actually done a gas centrifuge because a lot of times the bases I'm playing, like on Venus, I'm actually struggling to have enough volatiles to run anything with gases, so I've usually stuck to doing electrics. I might set this up to run strictly on electric centrifuges, and then part of this is going to be I have research labs, and I might set up a research center uh, area where I'm going to set up my first ever gas centrifuge and see if I can get that to work with IC10 and all that. Um, and do feel free to ask questions. I actually encourage you to ask questions because then it makes me talk. But the current plan is we're going to put in 3 deep miners, and typically with deep miners you get this weird ratio with like 1 to 3, but 3 isn't quite enough. So I plan on doing 3 deep miners with 12 electric centrifuges. And the one reason I want to go with that type of number is because it's much easier to do the dividing, because if you just go from 1 deep miner into a centrifuge, then it's weird with the way you split the chute system, and so it's just easier to keep it in even numbers, because then you split it off into 2 branches, and then those 2 branches split off, and you can do it that way. My brain is a little foggy, I will admit. I've kind of not been well the last 2 days, so if I remember correctly, it's 3 deep miners to 12 centrifuges, although there's a little voice in my head that goes, it should be 10. So we might just start off with 10. Alright. 1 deep miner, 2 deep miner, and you're making the 3rd deep miner. I should probably dig deeper, which, did I ever make the... No, I'm still on the normal mining drill. Let's see what it takes to make the heavy drill. Will I have enough N-bar afterwards? Yes, I will. Because we need to drill that out. Yeah, this is planning to be at least down here is going to be the mining point of this base. So we're going to put in deep miners. They're going to go into centrifuges. It's going to come out and then go through a sorting system that will sort it by the ore type, and then it will go into silos. And that way you have a silo for every ore. And at some point I need to figure out exactly what I'm going to do, because I want the silo to feed into a vending machine. So that way the vending machine can control what goes into the furnace, and that way you can just request whatever ore you want. I am not near that either in this game or on my skill ability, but that's kind of where I want to be at, is to be able to have it to go with a switch, go, hey, I want this ore, and then I want this many, make it happen, and the system will hew up that many ores, send it to the furnace, smelt it, and then kick it out. Ideally, I would have, like, at first it will be an automated furnace that does the gas exchange and all that, so it knows which gas is hot, which gas is cold. But further down, I'd basically have the hot furnace and the cold furnace, so that way you don't have to worry about changing out the gases. It's just that furnace maintains that gas at that temperature. I hope that wasn't boring. Alright, so let's empty out. I want that in bar. I want that steel and electrum. And solder. Get the battery ready. this out so I have space. Already wishing I had those silos made. But I am running a mod that 5 times the ore just so that way you don't have to watch me mining all day long. And as I'm planning on running the base off of deep miners, I felt it was just good to get it out of the way with the first bit of mining. That way, grab you, battery in. Let's go make that space bigger. And can you let me know if my audio is working? I know I was having problems on one stream and I just want to make sure it's still going through. Test. Arranged. Every breathing, food's good, water's good, hygiene's not there yet. that steel and start making those. Let's see. Now we're going to need a lot of steel frames. Or not frames, sheets. Oh. Alright. So we're going to need 36 steel sheets. And a lot of cable, so let's get that cable started. Yay! 22 days without dying. If only I could say the same for my Project Zomboid. Alright, that's too many. Alright, one more cable. This production setup is a temporary production setup. When I go and retool everything, I will put stackers on my machines. And now I'm going to need a lot of electronic parts. Gold. And it looks like gold is the one I do not have. Oh, there's the gold. Well, and I thought I didn't have enough gold. But I will be needing copper. Alright, time to test out the new setup. That's the downside to this setup, is why I don't really lose heat to the environment. I still lose it to the degassing of the ore. At a certain point, I do plan on setting this furnace up to just degas ores, and then put a second one right here that will be the hot furnace. Of course, once we get it where we're running from just the deep miner, degassing ores will not be an issue. And, no, not that one, this one. So we need 12 electronic parts. Sorry about that. I really need to lay fuses down at some point, because right now it is an unprotected system that, if I miscalculate whatsoever, can fry. And then it's going to be a mess to find the fried cable. Luckily, for the most part, that's not going to be an issue, because for the most part, like, I need to build a large station battery down here for this level, I have a large station battery for each level, so if it fries, it's going to fry either on the main power side or on the other side, which would make it easy to find the burnt cable. Cable with the screwdriver next? Yes. And we go to the electronic parts.
Power low.
Alright. We have our deep miners that are hidden in rock. Yes, rapid disassemble. I think we all have that at some phase. I'm trying to pre-plan to some degree, so I don't have to do that. But I've already clearly failed at that at the same time. Last week was quite funny as I ended up wasting a lot of waste gas in my my temporary greenhouse because I thought I had it sealed up, and then I realized my airlock didn't have a roof on it. Whoops. Alright, so let's do a large station battery. This one is full. I only want one. One's full too, so I shouldn't have to worry about the whole drawing too much power the moment you're charging the battery. Driving! Growing moderately. Yeah, that... Oh, that's... No? Oh, that's it. That one has a higher pressure requirement. And a higher pressure... You have a lower max pressure. You have a higher max pressure. You have a... Why are you so much less grown than this one? It should be the other way around. Topless airlocks, another failed idea from the marketing department. Yes, but one that was initially met with high enthusiasm until they realized what it really meant. Alright. I know I've been sick this week, but someone double check my brain here. This one has a lower ideal temperature, which means it should be happier at a colder temperature. And yet this one is happier, even though its minimum ideal temperature is higher. And they're at the same temperature. Is my brain just not braining, or is that not supposed to be the way it is? Battery is off. Alrighty. We should have that large station battery printed out. Indeed we do. Not the help. I want this one. Battery. What are the subcomponents? 2 electronic parts, 4 steel. Okay. Print to view. My steel is in here,
Hunger
right? Yep.
caution.
Yeah, you're right. There's probably some other factor in the plant genetics. You're right. In fact, my brain is now thinking about it because why I also have not gotten into plant genetics, which is actually one thing I do hope to accomplish in this playthrough. My brain is remembering that they do have you have the what it's allowed to have and then what it's happy in as separate factors. And maybe that's what I'm not seeing. And you know what? While I'm thinking about it, and that way I can get rid of having the extra components in my hand, even if I end up moving this guy. Let's at least put it together so I don't have to carry its parts around. Alright. And I believe that makes the battery 1 short. I like the idea of the plant genetics. I really do, especially when you're like doing something on like Venus or Vulcan, where you might not have the ideal growing conditions. But at the same time, I've always found it just takes so much effort to get into it that I've never fully explored the concept. Welding torch and the sheets first. And then we want to go to the battery. And I need a screwdriver for that. Alrighty. Now it's time to print out buttloads of heavy cable to run to, or the fun part is I don't have to run it all the way to the surface. I just have to connect it to the existing network. And I am so glad that we have the this guy, the key scanner. Because otherwise that would be a pain in the butt to try to see. Cable, heavy. And do feel free to ask me any questions. I encourage my chat to ask questions. I'm kind of curious what you guys would like to know. I'm probably gonna need about 20 cables. I'm here. Mining practice. will definitely have enough ice to pressurize the base once I get that gas sorting system set up. Alright, shut you off. Shut you off. And that's gonna come up here because we're gonna need these cables to splice. Go. And I've tried using the elevator to place this, and I just don't have the right timing to do so. Oh, how many cables am I short by? I calculated enough to get to this point, but I forgot we have to go further than this one. 2, 4, 5, 6 more cables. Let's shut you off.
Hydration critical.
Alright, alright. After I run these cables, I will go to the greenhouse, eat, drink, and let myself air out for a bit. Down. Down, down, down. Fire. Is it nighttime or did I blow something? That cable looks good, all the way up to there. I'm guessing it's just night up above. I guess that is one of the goals I could set myself at some point, is to put clocks everywhere. Especially since this moon base is all designed to be underground. It's hard to know whether it's day or night. Suit back on before I forget. We've all done it where we've taken off our suit, hit the airlock, and we're like, wait, I don't have my suit on! There's no shame in it. Alright. I am going to be smart. I'm going to print myself out some fuses and put them in because I'm worried about that fuse blowing. Iron. That would be the ideal spot to put it. There we go. Let's see if there's any new traders. So do we want to go plus or minus from that point? I think it was 48. My brain now doesn't remember. Or I should start selling stuff so that way when I do get a plant trader, I can buy more plant stuff.
That's perfect.
Oh, that got a lot worse. Quiet and one more down. There we go. Interrogate. Eh, nothing I can really do right now. Alright. So it is daytime now. Let's turn back on the fan, make sure nothing's blue, and let's go down. Alright, there's a fuse still intact. Moment of truth will be, is the battery down below charging? Cables all appear to be intact. And hey, it's charging. So, how much do the deep miners use up? Only 500 watts. So, running 3 of them, it's got to be 15. Centrifuges use 100. I'm trying to decide whether I need to actually run heavy cable or if I can get away with just standard cable. And if I'm seeing this right, I think I can actually get away with standard cable because even if I do 10 centrifuges, that's 1,000. If I do the deep miners, that's 25, and I still have another 2,500 to work with. So all the accessories and that. So yeah, I think we're good there. You're charging up. Get the chutes, go take the chutes up and over so we have walking space. So I guess now I'm going to just be making a crap ton of chutes. Oh yeah, I wanted to grab and look for any iron. 5 pieces of iron, so no iron. If I remember correctly, we had very low levels of iron left. Oh no, we actually have plenty of iron. I was worried I'd have to go off and do a mining adventure for iron. Luckily we have the ore scanner for the glasses, so it's easy to find. Alright, let's do basic chutes. And while that starts to print, I'm going to go grab me a Pepsi. Yes, I do have it back there already. So I think the best bet is to have all the deep miners with chutes go to a single stacker, and then from the stacker, then they get divided up. And we'll start with 30 of them, just because I think that might be a nice round number. Yeah, plenty of iron. Speaking of iron, did I eat enough protein? Because I give blood tomorrow. Yes, I had enough protein today. Wife struggles with the iron, I struggle with the protein. Which is quite ironic as my diet is pretty much just meat. But as I give blood twice a week, it takes a toll. Oh! I actually didn't know that you could use the pipe bender for chutes. I learned something new today. I knew that the electronics printer does cable better than the, well, short here, than the thing, but I didn't realize that chutes printed in the pipe bender. That's going to be very useful. Thank you for that. Oh, and my back against the elevator. Now let's go use that new bit of knowledge to get about 20 more chutes. Oh, that is so much faster. Thank you. Thank you.
Power low.
Alrighty. I'll be honest, I'm not sure what I would actually do with the data from the deep miner, but I figure it's better to set it up since it's just a few extra cables. Right now, the only thing that comes to mind on what I would use it for is power management system. If my base power starts to crash, I could shut off the deep miners via a power system. But as I have all the deep miners and that entire production level on its own battery, I don't know if I'll ever do that.
Power low.
Alright. So the deep miners are powered up, but they're not on yet. This guy's going. Guess now it's time to start. Now, do I want to build the centrifuge or do I want to work on the divider? Let's get at least one centrifuge. Or let's get 10. It's probably better to just get all 10 right now and work it out. Because every time I've been trying to work it out on paper, it just never quite works out right on the paper. You always forget one factor or another. You're not gonna go tell me that the centrifuges print faster in the tool printer now, are you? Copper is in here. Sorry. Alright. Well, I only have enough to make 7 at the moment, but I think that's a good start. Well, let's go mine some iron. We're whalers on the moon. We carry our harpoons. There ain't no well, so we sing tall tales and sing those there's iron. Yeah, that 5 times ore really does cut these mining trips short. Put you there for now. Pull the jetpack off, put the mining pack on. Did I just do what I think I did? Yep. That's the standard drill. There's the mining drill. That's good. Okay, so 6 and 4. Have you go in there for now. Have you come here. Back into the hole we go. You know what? I just remembered I never hooked this guy up. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's currently full. I already forgot how much I've thrown in because that one that flew out made me lose count. Is this it? Or is it? Yep, 500. So I did lose count. oxides, but what about volatiles? Okay. Mm. 700 or 800 iron. Looks like it's 800. So there we go. Long. Alright. Let's evacuate that. No, we'll leave it going, because that's a thermally isolated system. And in fact, it's gating temperature because of how we isolated it. Oh wow, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Three more. We want a total of 10. While we're thinking, huge still sheets. 4 per, so we're going to need 40 still sheets. Do you have the steel with you? Yes, you have the steel with you. That's 8. My apologies again for the coughing. I could actually put the guy away, so let's put that away. And that drill can be put away. I need to put that in the lifeboat in case anything goes wrong. And this should be the last one, so let's get sheets queued up. We'll need 40 of them. Let's get that going. That's good. I'm definitely gonna have to push that wall back. Alright, that should split it into two. And that's gonna be 4. Alright. Oh no, not junction. Flip flop. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3. That's 6. That splits it in half. That splits it. More chutes needed. This is the part that every time I try to plot it on paper, I always like, no, I'm not visualizing it correctly. And it's been very frustrating. And I've determined you just have to do it in the game to figure it out.
Air tank low.
Are you still on chute? Nope. Let's fill up the air tank while we're doing it.
Air tank critical.
There's our 10. But we still got to factor in these guys.
Power low.
Yes, yes. I agree with the stationeer math. That is a very accurate statement.
Hydration critical.
Is it though? I still got 19%. I guess I really should grab some food and go eat and drink while we're at it. Because I am getting stinky too, and that makes you just consume water and food that much faster. Alright. Going moderately well towards seeding. Driving towards seeding. I definitely want them to seed, so that way I have spares, because why I know you can take mushrooms and plant mushrooms for mushrooms, I want to have those seeds as backup. And the CO2 is going quite well, so afterwards, after we harvest these guys, we can turn the IC10 network back on and have the grow light, which is already automated for growth cycle, grow potatoes and soy. That way we can get french fries. Come on already, I want the stinky to go away.
Power low.
No, it's not that low. Oh, that's right, I'm going to need to get the mining drill out. Get a little tight here, otherwise. That's not going to work. I need to be able to give them power and all that, so I'm going to have to expand it. Alright, deconstruct it though. Crowbar. The new understanding, not gonna be fun. We need at least 3 spaces in between, not 2. As you said, stationary math, what you think? Whatever you think you need, add 1. In this case, I thought I needed 2 spaces, and I needed 3. Not windowed. Great. Splits it into 1, 2, 3. drill, because again, we need more space. Pristine. Okay. Alright. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 5. Okay. All splitties. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I need to do the same on the other side. Alright, so I just need to mirror this setup over here. 1, and this goes out 3. And this goes this way. This one goes out 3. No, it actually goes out 6. Oh, that's all wrong. Because it's okay. Is this guy would actually be equivalent to this pipe. Let's put in here 1, 2. Alright. One, 2, 3. Whatever, that's what I'm running with. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, yes. That's what we wanted to see. Stationeer math. Almost looks like I'm building a particle accelerator with all those tubes lining up. Went first. No. Oh, I might fix that later because that might bother me, the fact that it's not symmetric. We do have enough space to run cable in it, right? Yes. Well, I might leave it as that way. That's the access point behind it. Act like it was intentional. Alrighty. So, it is just about midnight, which is about the time I wrap up my stream. But I definitely feel accomplished because we got the 3 deep miners put in. We sorted out the juggling system, so it should distribute the ores to all 10 centrifuges. So next week, we will wire them all together, get them running. Make sure to include their data points because that's pretty much what's going to enable me to open and close them. And then start setting up the task of the sorting system because we're going to have to sort all the ores that come out of there. And that's going to be a big chaotic mess. But again, I don't think it's going to be a bigger mess than all these centrifuges. We're just going to have a sorter per ore. And since, to my knowledge, you don't get ice out of the deep miner, it's just the ores. So, thank you for joining me. I enjoyed having you, and I hope to see you next week. Until then, have fun.